One of the most ambitious projects of our time is the theoretical unification of all aspects of reality, resulting in an integrative framework that explains everything from the origins of life to the reason for existence itself. But before we begin this journey, we need an outline for both the kinds of criteria we would expect a candidate theory to meet, as well as the necessary presuppositions of the project. For instance, consider the PSR, or Principle of Sufficient Reason, the principle that everything must have a sufficient reason for why it is thus, rather than otherwise. The PSR is not just an assumption which one might take or leave at one's discretion, but, to the contrary, this principle is unavoidable for any who wish to do real philosophical work. Even questioning it necessitates invoking it, as questioning amounts to searching for a reason, and searching for a reason requires presupposing that there are such reasons. Another obvious example is Occam's razor, or the principle of parsimony. This is the thought that, all else being equal, simpler explanations are better than complex ones. While it is certainly true that explanations which require fewer assumptions involve less opportunities for error, a perceptive student might think to ask just what this all else which is being held to be equal really is. In asking this question, our attention is brought to the constraint which keeps simplicity in check: explanatory power. The best theories balance elegance with scope, dispelling mystery while embracing the complexities of existence. We must tread carefully as we attempt to chart our course through this territory, as whenever we adopt a criterion and appoint it as a requirement, we thereby shape the scope of inquiry and constrain the collection of theories which can be considered viable candidates. If we demand falsifiability, for example, we risk excluding metaphysical truths that lie beyond the reach of experimental investigation. Whatever we ultimately decide, these choices matter. The dream of a true theory of everything entails the possibility of bridging the gap between two of humanity's most prestigious projects: the search for a grand unification theory in physics, or GUT, alongside the striving toward a theory of unified metaphysics, or TUM. While a GUT attempts to unify the fundamental forces of physics, a TUM must stipulate an explanation for systematic regularities. From the fractal geometry of nature to the unifying principles of mathematics, these patterns hint at deeper structures: order and disorder, complexity and emergence, symmetry and symmetry breaking. All must find their place. By producing an integrated solution which connects the physical and the metaphysical, the true theory of everything would provide a foundation stone for the potential unification of all knowledge. But a TOE isn't just about physics or metaphysics, it's about the puzzles of existence. Why does anything exist at all? How does consciousness arise? We yearn for explanations of our internal experience, our capacity for self-reflection, and the universal myths and archetypes that have shaped human culture. These puzzles, like the nature of free will, the origins of life, or the structure of the psyche, may not be strict requirements, but solving them would recommend any candidate theory highly. Think of them as extra credit that simultaneously enhances the theory's credibility and deepens our understanding of the universe. Ultimately, a theory of everything must unify the great questions of science and philosophy, solving puzzles both vexing and subtle. It must give us a map of the cosmos and a way to navigate the mysteries of life. The search is more than merely a quest for knowledge. It is a reflection of our deepest desire to understand ourselves, our universe, and the meaning woven into existence itself. What kind of requirements would you impose on the theory of everything?